everyone, Harriet here, hope you're doing okay. So today I thought I'd do something a little bit different for my predictions video. I thought I'd do a podcast instead of a video, just see how that works out. If you like it, let me know. If you want me to go back to the video format, then let me know as well. So today it is Royal Rumble, and this is one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year, mainly because it was the first pay-per-view I watched as I got into wrestling, which was back in 2001 now. So the first one was when I watched when Drew Carey, I think, and Honky Tonk Man, when Kane smashed him over the head with his guitar. That, fond memories and stuff like that. And it is also the road to WrestleMania. As every wrestling fan knows, this is the first pay-per-view of the new year, which leads on to WrestleMania. So this is where the storylines start to build up. Rivalries begin to grow again, even if it was from last year. This is where it's the defining moment of where it's going to be laid out at the main event or any other event at WrestleMania. I was actually going to record this yesterday. I did actually start recording it, and then for some reason my camera didn't work, and I thought, you know what, just do it this way. But I'm glad I did, because after NXT last night, I have somewhat changed my reality of what I think could happen, but only slightly, not a lot. It's just who I think might enter Royal Rumble now more than anything. So first, let's start with the pre-matches. So the pre-show is 2 hours long. The four main events of the year, so SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble and Survivor Series, are usually about 1 to 2 hours long. It's the running joke and stuff like that. But the first match, we have Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. So this is one that's been building up. They're trying to move Sasha away from Charlotte, which is good. So Nia Jax really hasn't had a proper storyline since she begun. She kind of had a little tete-a-tete with Alicia Fox, but that didn't last very long. But it's good in a way, because Alicia Fox has now gone back into the crazy mode with the cruiserweights and stuff like that. If you have not seen her freak out when I can't remember the dude's name who dumps her, you need to watch it. It is so funny. It's just brilliant. Anyway, moving along. But I think Nia Jax is going to win this, mainly because I want to see this rivalry grow, continue to grow, because they're trying to attack each other's weaknesses. So Nia's going for Sasha's knee, as you saw on the show before Raw aired on Monday. Nia attacked her while Sasha was training. But I definitely think that Nia is going to win this. Next, we have Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and thank goodness that Gallows and Anderson have now been shown to what they could truly do. It's not as good as what they did in New Japan, but it's much better than where they were last year, believe me, because they were just made out to be the comical fools just to go against the New Day. But I'm just so happy now that they have found, or starting to find, their flow. Cesaro and Sheamus have been fantastic as the tag team champions. You'd think that it wouldn't work, but opposites do usually attract. I mean, look at the Kane and Daniel Bryan. But like I said, opposites do attract. Though I think that Cesaro and Sheamus are going to retain. Mainly because I don't think... I would like to see this rivalry continue more than anything. Because it's nice that you have... I mean, I love the New Day, but it was pretty much... nothing was going to beat them. But now that Cesaro and Sheamus are the tag champions, I'm just happy that they have an opportunity to showcase. And now that Gallows and Anderson are showcasing their stuff as well, I just want this to continue. Next, we have Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James and Natalya. Just a 6-woman tag match that was announced, I think, on SmackDown last week. I don't know what to feel about this match, because I think that the SmackDown Women's Championship should have a place on Royal Rumble, as the women's one does, but the Raw women's one does. But I don't know how to feel about this. I think Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella and Naomi are going to win. So that's pretty much all I can say about it. I mean, Mickie James is back. She was revealed to be La Luchadora, and the reason she wanted the return, I think, because she said she was forgotten during the women's revolution, but there's other stuff to that. I mean, I'm not going to cover it in this. Just watch What Culture and other videos like that to explain why she left and all that jazz. But yeah, Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella and Naomi are going to win. Just a shame that it was, the championship was never going to be contended on the Royal Rumble. And now we're on to the main event. So the first match is Rich Swann versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. Wow, Neville has really upped his game. I like this heel Neville. Not to say I liked him when he was a face, but I do like him as a heel because it's a great character. And also his build-up on 205 and on Raw has been great. You know, he's been very dominating. He's showing them who's boss. And I know clearly for a fact he is going to win this match. Sorry, Rich Swann, I do like you, but come on, Neville. Plus, it will shake up the fact, you know, the Brian Kendrick is a heel, but I don't think it's good as heel as Neville is. That's just purely my thoughts. Next, we have Charlotte versus Bayley for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I'm glad that Charlotte now has a new opponent in Bayley. Last week, you saw her use the kind of bullying tactics, using Bayley's old letters to kind of humiliate her. But it didn't work, which was good. And even Bayley ended the poem, you know, taking the mick out of Charlotte, which is good. I like how they've built up Bayley. She is the underdog in this. I don't think she is going to win, but I'm glad because the way the Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship in particular, has been a hot potato, as I've talked about before, between Charlotte and Sasha. And you know how much I like Sasha, but I just didn't like the whole to and fro in. It wasn't great. So I just want Charlotte to keep the championship a bit longer, and I want this rivalry to build up because it'll be a great WrestleMania match. And I just want Bayley to keep going with that momentum so that when she does win it at WrestleMania, because I predict she will, it will be even more sweeter. Next match is Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. This is for the Universal Championship, and Chris Jericho will be suspended in a shark cage above the ring. They also added a no disqualification stipulation to the match, which has made it even more intriguing because I think that Kevin Owens is going to retain the championship. And you know how much I love Roman, but I will be glad if he doesn't win because, again, I know he's lost the US championship. He got a bit more cheering because when he was US champion, he didn't really get the right push. I mean, I should make a video towards what's gone wrong with Roman Reigns, but I think everyone else has done that. But when, for example, John Cena was the champion, he gave, someone an opportunity every week to face him. But with Roman and Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, we can even add Seth Rollins into this, it was the whole same old shtick, and it just got really annoying. So when Jericho and Owens beat Reigns for the US Championship, it was good that they took that away from him, because then you wouldn't have people complaining like, oh, he's not facing off against anyone because he just looks good on his shoulder. It's just no. That's the way they booked him. Don't blame Roman for this. It's getting really annoying now. I know there are a lot of people who hate Roman Reigns, and I'm not gonna say don't hate him and stuff like that, but anyway, I'm going off topic now. So my thoughts were that either Sami Zayn or Braun Strowman will get involved in regards to lowering Jericho from the cage or completely decimating Roman so that Kevin Owens gets the pin. So Roman goes on in the Royal Rumble and carries on from there. Though I don't think he's going to win, but I'll go on to that in a minute, who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble. But I think Kevin Owens will retain the championship. And hopefully it will end the whole cycle of, Owens, Reigns, Jericho just facing off against each other each week. Because like I said, I'm really sick of it, and so are the fans. The next match is AJ Styles versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Now, this one's a toughie because I want both of them to win. AJ has been a fantastic champion. He debuted a year ago, Royal Rumble, and he's built himself up quite a lot. I mean, he became the champion, towards the end of the year, which I don't think has happened in a long time with a WWE wrestler when they've debuted. But he's been a fantastic champion, as I've said. Great character. He was a face at the beginning, but then he turned heel. John Cena, he's been in the, early 2002. I'm trying to remember because that's when I just started watching wrestling myself. If he wins, he ties Ric Flair's record of 16 World Time Championship. My words got muddled up there. So if Cena does win, he ties, but Cena is part-time at the moment, so if he wins, will he be on SmackDown as often, or will he be like Roman? The title will just sit nice on his shoulder and he doesn't really wrestle as much. So as much as I want Cena to win this, I think AJ is going to retain. I think it is going to build up to who I think will face him in WrestleMania, or who will win the Royal Rumble, and I will go on to that now. And now it's time for the main event, the Royal Rumble itself. So we have 22 entries that have been confirmed. We have 13 that are Raw, we have 8 that are SmackDown, and we have Undertaker, which is unassigned to either show, from what I can see on Wikipedia. So surprise entries, I have actually written these down because I couldn't remember. So I think Ty Dillinger will debut at 10, because if it doesn't, it would make no sense whatsoever being perfect 10. I think Samoa Joe is going to debut because he's been needing the push, and I think it would be good for him to debut at Royal Rumble. I don't know where he'll go from there, but it would be great to see him on a main pay-per-view for once. Now, this one's been circling around for a bit, but I think Kenny Omega is going to debut. I think he is going to be the AJ from last year. He's going to get a brilliant audience reaction from the crowd. And I don't know how far he'll go, but I would like to see him go quite a bit in the Rumble match if he debuts. I also thought about this morning. Don't ask me why. I had a dream about this, and then I completely forgot that he might get involved. Jeff Hardy, because that's another name that's been going around the rumour mill of the Royal Rumble. My other option after NXT last night, so spoilers if you haven't watched it, I think Shinsuke Nakamura might make a debut. Maybe, I don't know. It might be a bit too early for him, but you never know. And then my last option is Finn Balor, because I know he is injured, and I've told a lot of people that he might debut, but I got told no, he won't be cleared. But I did read that he went to the doctor to see if he was medically cleared for Royal Rumble this weekend. We haven't heard if he is or isn't, but it'd be great if he did. And he probably would debut at 30, give the same surprise like he did, well, like John Cena did back in 2008 when he returned thinking, oh my god, you've only been out a couple of months and you're back? What the hell? Yeah, something like that. And then for the others, I think Cena and then Roman, because they'll lose their matches, they'll be in the Royal Rumble as well. Now, as to who I think will win, it's going to be down to 4. So I think it will be down to Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and I'm toying between Baron Corbin and Chris Jericho. Because it can't be all Raw. I would like to have a bit of SmackDown, because there's only 8 entries for SmackDown, which I'm quite shocked at, to be honest. But I think... Oh, I don't know. This is tough because they're all good. I think it's either going to be Undertaker, mainly because I think WrestleMania this year might be his last hurrah, but I would like him to face off against AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. But I'd also want Chris Jericho to win, mainly to start the rivalry with Kevin Owens, because, as we know, the friendship is going to disintegrate at some point. So I'm actually going to go for 2 winners. I know it's a cheat, but it's either going to be Undertaker or Jericho, mainly for the reasons I said, though I'm going more towards Undertaker because I would love to see that match with him and AJ at WrestleMania. Also, another thing, Seth Rollins crashed NXT last night. So now we know that Seth is not going to be in the Royal Rumble, because with the stipulation match against him and Sami Zayn last week, if Sami won, Seth would lose and vice versa. So he interrupted the beginning of NXT, which was pretty freaking cool, by the way, I will add. It was cool to see the somewhat show off between him and Triple H, though Triple H done nothing apart from call security, and then Seth got whisked away. But I'd be interested how it's going to play out at the Royal Rumble. Will Seth get a place in the Royal Rumble? Will he lose out? Will he beat another competitor to go into the Royal Rumble? That does tend to happen once a Rumble. Will Triple H get involved? These stories, and they will continue more, all on WWE. But I honestly do think Seth will be in the Royal Rumble at some point tonight. I don't know how, but he'll end up back in it, and I hope so because I want another Shield reunion, damn it. So that's it for my predictions podcast video, I suppose. If you do like the podcast, please let me know, and I will continue to do these predictions this way. If not, if you want me to go back to the video, just let me know. But I just thought I'd just make a change to do this, you know, instead of you seeing my ugly mug every now and then. Just get used to that for the Aki Bento and the loot crates. So I am going to be filming a reaction video for the Royal Rumble match tomorrow. Hopefully it will be up by Tuesday, hopefully Monday night, depending on how quick I can get the video up after it's edited. But either way, I hope you like the podcast. Please leave a like, subscribe and all that jazz, and I shall chat to you all soon. Bye.